The Colosseum, the apple of the eye of Rome, where 1,000 ostriches, 1,000 pigs, and 1,000 deer were left and killed in the name of a victory celebration, where live sex shows were held for the Queen of Crete. This is Iconic Builds, and in this episode, we will take a look at the history of this huge building, which still holds the title of being the largest standing amphitheater. The Colosseum was built on an artificial lake in Domus Aurea, the famous palace of Emperor Nero. The reason why the Colosseum, named after Nero's statue called Colossus, is used as an arena is the bloody demonstrations. The word arena means sand in Latin. The purpose of the sand is to hide the blood. Rome's most iconic landmark and a massive building with approximately 2,000 years of history will transport you back in time to learn about Roman Empire life. Under the slogan, "Bread and Circuses" during the Roman Empire, the Roman Colosseum hosted more than 50,000 spectators for its most impressive performances. The Roman populace was entertained for years by displays of exotic animals, executions of prisoners, combat reenactments, and gladiator contests. The fierce fighting of gladiators, chosen from among slaves, prisoners, and warriors, with each other and with wild animals. The people's fiery cheers and bloody deaths continued for centuries. Gladiator fights continued until 404 AD. With the end of the animal hunts in 523, the Colosseum's 450-year-old function of being the entertainment center of the city came to an end. Interesting events took place during the construction of this building, which was groundbreaking in its era with its architecture as well as the shows held in it. The Colosseum was built starting in the year 72 under Vespasian's empire and was completed in the year 80 under Titus's control. Emperor Vespasian named this huge amphitheater after his dynasty, the Flavian dynasty. The Colosseum was the largest Roman amphitheater when it was finished, with dimensions of 188 meters in length, 156 meters in width, and 57 meters in height. The arena itself was 272 by 157 feet, or 83 by 48 meters, and consisted of a hardwood floor covered in sand that lay atop a complex underground construction known as the Hypogeum, which is Greek for underground. The Hypogeum was not part of the original construction, but was ordered to be built by Emperor Domitian. In fact, when the Romans were building this structure, they were aiming to build an amphitheater that would not be affected by its own weight. Therefore, they designed the Colosseum as a structure consisting entirely of arches. 250 arches were used, 80 on each floor. The belt directed the load to the sides and then to the vertical supports below. The arch was a solid architectural element, but it was necessary to support the strength of the material. As a result, the Romans found material obtained from volcanic sand and limestone, concrete. In a nutshell, the material that sustained the Colosseum was concrete. Besides concrete, they also used brick and stone materials. With external dimensions of 616 feet, or 188 meters, by 511 feet, 156 meters, and a height of more than 157 feet, 48 meters, the Colosseum was the largest amphitheater ever built. The rows of spectators in the Colosseum are built on artificial skeletons in the form of beehives, where corridors, stairs, and ramps are separated from each other by carrier stone columns. The floors carrying the benches were actually empty underneath. That is, they consisted of a system of two barrel-vaulted corridors on the floor. These audience rows had a seating hierarchy, as in almost every entertainment structure at that time. The front facade reserved for the Roman senators was the podium. In the tribune behind them, the Roman businessmen were primum. 2 rows behind them, the ordinary citizens of Rome were sitting in the secundum. In the upper part, which was allocated later, the poorest citizens of Rome were located in the summum. The exterior architecture of the building is surrounded by passages framed by engaged columns in Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian order. The rising column configuration of the building served as the foundation for the Renaissance codification known as the assemblage of orders. At the same time, there are arches outside, and some of these arches have corridors that continue inwards. All of the arches on the upper floors have gladiator figures. Inside, there are many rooms and passages built on a wooden floor covering. Here, gladiators and animals were kept waiting before the show. Since they had to establish the most practical system for such a variety of fighting shows to be performed comfortably, the Romans succeeded in establishing the elevator system, which we can call quite innovative for that period. Under the arena, there was an elevator system where animals were transported. Animals were put into cages, and the wheels were turned into the arena by the workers. When the cage reached the arena, the bolts opened, and they entered the fight. The Colosseum is an iconic structure that is also very important for Christianity. According to church history and tradition, it is largely recognized by Christians as the location of the mass martyrdom of Christians during the persecution of Christians in the Roman Empire. The Pope holds a lantern procession in the amphitheater on the Friday before Easter each year. The Colosseum, which has been the target of stone robbers as well as the wearing power of time and earthquakes, is an iconic symbol of the Roman Empire, despite all the damages it has endured. When the building was completed, opening ceremonies were held for 100 days and 100 nights, and many animals were slaughtered in these celebrations in a way specific to the Romans' understanding of entertainment at that time. There is no doubt that the Colosseum is not only Rome's greatest monument, but also a symbol of the immortality of Rome.